Good morning, third graders. This is Tuesday, April 7th. We're going to work on our language today, lesson 141. We're going to be reviewing adjectives and adverbs, nouns and verbs, all of them. And if I haven't said before, our verbs and nouns, adjectives and adverbs are called parts of speech. You're going to hear me talk about that later in the next couple of weeks. Well, we're going to do a review. A verb is a word that shows action. A noun is a person, place, or thing. Adjective is a word that describes a noun, and our adverb describes verbs. So we're going to go through two sentences on the board, and then you've got some in your book we're going to do. It's going to be a lot of work. There's a lot to remember here. So let's take a look. I have the little boy beat the toy drum. The little boy beat the toy drum. First, what we want to do is divide our sentence between our subject and our predicate. So we're going to divide before the action word. Okay, and then beat is our verb and boy is our subject. The next thing we're going to do, I want to make sure I do it right so it matches up your paper. We're going to put a box around all of the nouns. So we're going to put a box around all the nouns. Okay, so even though boy is a subject, it's a noun, so it gets a box. Then make sure I do it right around drum. So drum and boy are our nouns. Okay, let's look for adverbs. Okay, sorry, adjectives I was thinking. Okay, let's look for adjectives. We're going to circle our adjectives. So in this one, we have the, remember is an adjective, little. So we're going to draw an arrow to the noun, and then toy, and the, go to drum. So that would be our adjectives in there. That sentence did not have an adverb. So we're going to add that step on the next one. Okay, so it says, yesterday Mia's grandpa, make sure I get all my stuff. Yesterday Mia's grandpa built a dollhouse for Mia. So we want to divide, and we're dividing here. Built, make sure you can see, built is your verb, and grandpa is your subject. Okay, so let's box all of our nouns. Be grandpa, dollhouse, and Mia. Okay, so we got all of those. Then let's look at your adverbs. Yesterday, Mia's grandpa built a dollhouse for Mia. All right, here, Mia's is describing who's grandpa. A dollhouse. Okay, Mia doesn't have any adjectives. Now we're going to add in our adverb. Yesterday, Mia's grandpa built a dollhouse for Mia. Okay, when did he build it? Okay, so our adverb question when would be yesterday. So I draw an arrow down to it. All right, let's look at your book. We're going to review all this again. It says a verb is a word that shows action. Remember, we have our non-action verbs, such as am, is, are, was, and were. A noun is a word that names a person, place, or thing. Some nouns are also subjects in our sentence, which we saw today. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. Adjectives often answer the questions what kind, how many, which one, and whose. An adverb is a word that describes a verb. It answers the questions how, when, and how often. So we got a lot to do on numbers 1 through 5, and I don't want it to be a big mess. So let's kind of talk through it. Number 1, you're going to draw a line to divide between subject and predicate part of the sentence. Number 2, you're going to underline each verb twice, underline the subject once. Number 3, draw a box around each noun, including the subject. Number 4, circle each adjective and draw a small arrow from the adjective to the noun it describes. Number 5, circle each adverb and draw a small arrow from the adverb to the verb it describes. All right, so number 1, let's walk through number 1. The full moon shone brightly on the quiet lake. First, I divide between subject and predicate. So before shone, I'll draw my line. Next, I would underline my verb twice, which is shown, and then moon, my subject, once. Then I'm going to box my nouns. Well, I look at each word. Is it a person, place, or thing? A moon is a person, place, or thing. And a lake is a person, place, or thing. So I box it. Then I'm going to circle the adjective. So I have the word moon as my noun, and I have full and the. So I'm going to circle the and full and draw an arrow to moon. I go to lake. I look at the couple words before it. I have the and quiet. They're describing the lake, so I'm going to circle the and quiet. All right, let's see if I have an adverb. The full moon shone brightly on the quiet lake. Would be brightly. It tells how it was shining. So you circle brightly and draw an arrow back to the verb. Think B, read each word, write an adjective to describe each noun. Write an adverb to describe each verb. So look at the word, look to see, is it a person, place, or thing, a noun? You need an adjective to describe it. If it's a verb, an action word, you need an adverb to describe it. Right, C, write an adjective and an adverb to complete the sentence. Okay, that is lesson 141. Okay, math lesson 141 is also a review. Page 281, we have a lot of, line graphs. So let's look at number 1. It says, read the graph and complete the table for how many hours Jake spent using Grandpa's telescope. Okay, so if we look at our graph, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 along the side, and along the bottom it is the days May 1st, May 8th, May 15th, and May 22nd. We're going to fill in the chart to the side. And it calls it a table. Complete the table to the side. So let's do the first one together. We're going to find May 1st. Take your finger down to May 1st. Okay? If you go up and find the dot goes to what number? 2. So they spent 2 hours using Grandpa's telescope on May 1st. So you're going to look at each date and take your finger up to the dot, and that'll tell you how many hours he spent. On number 2 is one that we've only done a couple, so it's still kind of new to us. So if you don't understand, it's okay. We're going to walk through it together. Number 2, we're going to plot the points on the graph. So that means we're going to put our dots on the graph. Remember, the first to count across, then to count up. When you're finished, use your ruler to draw lines to connect the points. Okay, so A, it says 1, 1. So it reminds us to take your finger, go along the bottom, go across 1, take your finger, go up 1, and where the 2 lines meet is where you make your dot. Okay, B, we're going to take our finger along the bottom and go to number 2, and then it says 3, so then we're going to go up 3 and make a dot where 2 lines come together. Then C, we're going to go over 3 and go up 2. Make your dot where the lines come together. D, don't be tricked, because they want you to go all the way across to 5. So I'm going to go all the way across to 5, and then I'm going to go up 4 where the lines meet. I make my dot. Okay, when that's done, they want you to take a ruler, if you have one, and they want you to connect the dots to draw the line. That is what it should look like on number 2. Okay, on number 3, you're going to write the ordered pair, which means you're going to write the point. So it says the green point. So find the green point on there, and we go across. So we go across how many? 1. And then we go up how many to get to the green dot? 2. So you should have 1, 2. B, let's look at the red dot. Find the red dot. You'll notice they're not in order, so you find the red dot, you go across to the 5, and then how many up did they go? 3, so 5, 3. I want you to try the blue and orange one on there, and then on the back it says write the numbers your teacher says, so get your pencil ready. All right, A, write the number 360,295. 360,295. Okay, B, it's bigger, even bigger number. 1,529,378. 1,528,378. And I'm going to repeat it one more time because it's a big one. 1,529,378. And C, 42,003. 42,003. Number 5, we're going to follow the signs. 6, write the products. 7, round to the nearest dollar. Number 8, write the answers. See if you remember those. Number 9, write the Arabic numerals. All right, that is our language and math for lesson 141. If you take out your science book, it'll be page 191 and the 192. It is review day. So are you going to use the word blank to complete the sentences? Some words won't be used. So you have 7 blanks there. You're not going to use all of the words. And then it says draw a line to match the words to the type of muscle. Then on page 192, label the picture with blood vessels and nerves, compact bone, spongy bone, and bone marrow. And it says, how do prosthetics improve people's life? Write about a specific example. So why don't you try that? Go back to what we talked about yesterday and see if you can do that. All right, I hope you have an awesome Tuesday.